Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. My name is Raina and I'm an occupational therapist, and our channel is Autism Services for Teens and Young Adults. We are helping autistic teens transition to adulthood. We also provide resources and educational materials for families who are looking to help their child go through this crazy transition into adulthood. It's full of bumps and obstacles for everybody. But especially for a teen with autism, it can be especially hard. So we are providing resources, and today we are going to talk a little bit about one very specific part of that, which is workplace etiquette. So before we get started, if you want to learn more about our services or what we do, we are occupational therapists. We help teens transition to adulthood in whatever way that might mean for them. If you're interested in learning more, you can look at our website. And just to preface, this video is not providing any medical or legal advice. This is only for educational purposes. So let's get started. Today we're going to just go through what some of the key skills are in having great workplace etiquette, and then what we can do to kind of improve those skills. So the big overarching skill that we need for many things, but especially for what we're talking about today, workplace etiquette, is called executive functioning. If you have never heard about that, which you might have, it is just the part of the brain that focuses on planning, remembering instructions, multitasking, focusing, these things that we need to have a job. So that's in the frontal lobe of the brain, and frontal lobe development for autistic individuals just happens to be delayed compared to their allistic or non-autistic counterparts, which is okay because the brain is what we call neuroplastic, which means think of plastic like being able to melt and be molded again. The brain can change. That's all that means. The brain is the brain is capable of change, and if those skills are delayed, we can learn them. The brain can learn. So through coaching, through practice, your teen or young adult can learn these executive functioning skills, and specifically for today's video, can learn those workplace etiquette skills that are so needed for being successful in a job. So executive functioning is our big overarching thing, and we're going to break down some of those skills inside of executive functioning that might be a little bit challenging or not developed yet that we might want to work on at home. So those four we're going to talk about today are emotional control, response inhibition, flexibility, and metacognition. Don't worry, we're going to talk about all of them. You don't have to remember all of those. So let's just go through one at a time. So emotional control, pretty self-explanatory, is just the ability to manage your emotions. A lot of people, you probably know if you worked in customer service ever, a lot of people out there don't have great emotional control, but especially in a stressful situation, and that's okay. If your child really struggles to stay calm in a very stressful situation, those are things that can be worked on, and you can help provide supports for them. Their employer can help provide supports. There are things that can be done to learn better coping skills, to handle a stressful situation without becoming overwhelmed. Those are all things that can be practiced, which is a great thing. Okay, so that's one part of what we need to have good workplace etiquette. The next is response inhibition, which means you think before you act. So, for an example, instead of lashing out and throwing something, not saying that your child would do that or not, but let's just use that as an example. You get frustrated, you throw something. That's an example of acting and then thinking. We want to reverse it. So we want to think and then act. That's response inhibition. So being less impulsive, less likely to say a comment that might hurt somebody's feelings or might not be appropriate, touching coworkers in a way that they're not comfortable with, or even just listening to somebody without interrupting them. Those are examples of response inhibition, and that's a skill that's really needed in any job. Okay, number 3, flexibility is the ability to adapt when things don't go quite as planned. This can be hard for many, many people, but especially for autistic people, it can be a challenge. In the workplace, that is very relevant because, things can always change. You might be asked to do a new task that you haven't done before, take on new responsibilities, things like that. So practicing that skill is also very important. And then the 4th skill that is important for the workplace is metacognition, which just means thinking about thinking. So it's the ability to say, I think that went really well. I did this really well because I found a solution to a customer's problem, or that didn't go so well and here's why. That's metacognition, and it helps you adjust and improve over time. So those 4 skills are what we would really want to focus on when we're talking about workplace etiquette and those foundational executive functioning skills for being successful in the workplace. Okay, so now that we know the skills that we want to work on, we need to figure out how to help a teen or young adult develop those skills. So for your child, one effective strategy might be to just define what workplace etiquette is, the behaviors that are relevant to your teen's work environment that they might need to have. So if they are working in a grocery store, they might need to know how to greet people, how to say, hi, how are you? Things like that. Understanding personal space, knowing how to ask for help, knowing how to tell somebody, to hold on for a second because you need to go ask somebody else to help with a problem. There's a million things, but you can just kind of go through and brainstorm a list of what you think might be relevant to their work environment and the behaviors that they might need to work on or have in that job. Another kind of fun way to practice is to watch a TV show or a movie together where the characters are in a work environment. So the obvious one is The Office, classic workplace show, but there are a bunch of workplace shows now in all kinds of different settings, in offices, in stores, like I said, in schools, etc. So you can find a show that they might like and watch it together and talk about how did they handle that? Was that right? Could that have been handled better? Things like that can be kind of a fun way to get into this topic with your teen. And then finally, another great way to practice is to just actually do them in real life. So you can role play scenarios with them. That can be kind of fun also. You can pretend to, be a customer or be a supervisor and help them work through some kind of tricky situations. Or you can just, when you're out and about at a store or restaurant, and I don't know, where else you go during the day, wherever you are with your teen, you can point out, oh, how did that person talk to us? Let's see how this person interacts with the customers in front of us in line. Are they using a happy tone of voice, or are they listening while the other person's talking? Things like that. So that can be, even just watching somebody else do something can be a really, really powerful tool for learning. And you might not think to do it when you're just out and about and you're shopping, because you have other things to do and think about. So this is just one suggestion for something easy you can incorporate into your routine already, and help your child kind of understand those skills that can really help them thrive in a job. So if you liked any of these suggestions, please let us know. If you tried them out, let us know how they went. We have a ton more resources on our website and blogs, and more videos. So we will be uploading more as we go, and hopefully some of these have been helpful for you. Please remember to subscribe and like the video. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.